It's a cruel It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer, now you're gone. You're not the only one. It's a cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel summer.
Hello. Hello. Woo! I would say it's a lazy Saturday, but it's a little lazy. Summer, I guess the big guy is asking, you had the poet until I get the AEW version. SummerSlam predictions. I didn't even know SummerSlam was on today. I predict there'll be some matches and some winners and losers. And other than that, I don't really care. I don't like WWE is crap right now. Yeah, it's over. What's really going to happen when it's over is when they sell it, and it's going to go down the shitter. Do I need to be more prepared? Alright. Let me see something. They already got results? Oh. I guess that's a placeholder. I was like, damn. Here we go. Maybe the guy will win. Damian Priest, maybe he'll do that. Defeat Sheamus, I don't care. Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss. Who knows? Jinder Mahal is going to defeat Drew McIntyre. I don't believe so. Usos will retain. I don't know. That's too close to call. Yeah, Chris. Deep Red. Dana got it on Zavi USA. Yeah, Roman's going to win. There's no way that John Cena's going to win. I don't know about Goldberg winning. I think Bianca Belair will retain. I think Randy Orton's probably going to turn on Matt Riddle again, and then but AJ will win, and then that's probably true. Other than that, I don't know. 10 matches. There's no stupid pre-show. Oops. Wrong button. Not too many of those, X-Ray. Bastion Booger died, and I think Tugboat's still alive. He's Uncle Fred, maybe? Yeah. But, I mean, that was the SummerSlam preview part of the show. It's weird that it's on a Saturday. And then, like, NXT's on tomorrow night. Usually it's the other way around, so I'm not really sure why they did that, but... Also, do you like my penis with balls straw? It's a blue veiner. It's got veins in it. X-Ray, I got the hat, but I ain't got the fat. I'm a vanilla midget. I am weird, big guy. So, but yeah. One thing, what was I going? Oh yeah, I did a professional photo shoot last weekend, I think, and so there is a design for a captain's T-shirt coming out very soon. And I gave the designer plenty of action shots, so who knows how many action shots with swords and zombies and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, the poet. I'd be surprised. I don't know. They're bringing him in like the 22nd. Oh, Wes, you rascallion, you scoundrel. Yeah. I was thinking Punk would, or not Punk, but Brian would attack Punk, and then he would, he'd probably be wearing a mask. But I doubt that they'll turn him heel. At least that at that point because everybody wants to cheer. Hey, James. Oh, no, X-Ray. Hello, ladies. Well, James, I grew up watching Memphis wrestling, and they had the Dream Machine, and he wore a mask. And I always liked him, but then they turned him heel. He came back, and he didn't have his mask on. And it was like, damn. That kind of takes the mystery away. There was always masked wrestlers back in them days. I think WWE had something like the Machines or Super Machines or something. And then there was all kinds of ones on WCW. And Memphis had them too. And the bodies definitely changed because they were like chubby people with big, with the Jerry Lawler singlet. But that was some. But I did stay up last night to watch CM Punk come back. And if you'd watched it, did you see the guy crying in the audience? He had tears. I mean, I didn't tear up, but I did rewatch it this morning when I got up, and I got a little verklempt, but as far as goosebumps. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, they really treat them like, they were not too appreciated. I was watching some of the Triple Mania. I would say it's got to be over half of their wrestlers have masks. I mean, it's got to be like 70%. There's that Black Taurus guy who has like a big bull head. I was trying to figure out how those horns, without killing somebody. But it was exciting stuff going on right now. I wonder how many people will have those shirts on eBay. Like the last, like this one, it had "I was there," and people were selling for $150. I think I know somebody. Me and the Kentuckian know somebody who actually might have bought one of those off eBay, and then then they came out with this version for $25. But anyway, watch some new movies. Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, Elysium, and Chappie. No, Dark Side of the Ring should do a show about that. Was it the Kanji or Big Battle, the Dark Ring? Well, I went on AEW site and they actually had it closed down, so I'm wondering if they just got really inundated. But I'll get it whenever I can. Yeah, Darren, they are depressing. Now they're doing Dark Side of every fucking thing. They're going to do Dark Side of Saturday morning cartoons before too long. Hong Kong Phooey was a coke addict or something. But, what was I saying? Neil Blomkamp, he had a new movie called Demonic, which I'm sure there's been many movies called Demonic. Yeah, that one. Kaiju Big Battle. I kind of watched it for a little while, but then it's like, man, this is it's like Chikara with a model city, and they knock it down and stuff. But anyway, it's okay, but it didn't really seem that spectacular of a movie. And it's kind of weird, some of the way it played out. They got this bullshit thing where this girl's mom has been in a coma for some time. She'd burn up a place with like middle-aged people and killed about 21 people, and she was in prison, but then she went in this coma. And they have some kind of thing where they stick it on her brain and stick it on her daughter's brain. They enter a simulation, which is total nonsense. But, and then there's demonic. She's possessed. So beyond that, I would definitely not recommend it. I mean, it's okay, but it's nothing that I want to revisit. The Cell, no. I mean, that's bullshit too. I know you can make it science fiction-y, but this really, I don't know. I mean, I know it's science fiction. It could be, but it just didn't seem, I don't know. I mean, you might as well get that little thing out with the from Exorcist 2, and let's get in sync, if you will. But even if that worked, it still doesn't make the movie. To me, I mean, that's just one problem. But I mean, it's not really that storytelling point was okay, but it really didn't bring anything to the plate. I watched The Green Knight from A24. The retelling of The Green Knight. It was okay, but it was like 2 hours, or around 2 hours, with credits, which of course I didn't watch, but it was, I was thinking it was pretty good, because, I mean, it had some cool, like, atmosphere and stuff, and overall it's good, but I don't know. I'll have to go see, because, I mean, see how it ended. I mean, I know how the movie ended, but the Legends part, I don't know how it ended. I don't know. X-Ray, I can almost guarantee you that it is better than The Black Knight with Martin Lawrence. The Green Knight. You gotta go green. And that Black Knight movie reminds me of like some movie that Disney made called like where I think it was renamed like A Spaceman in King Arthur's Court. If I watched Habit, is that what year is that new? Because I mean I'm thinking of the one with Larry Fessenden. Who's that, Mr. CK? Mr. Robert Long is asking about The Habit. Then I'm not really sure. Because, I mean, they do this thing where they keep naming movies the same. If the movie came out in the 90s, they'll name it the exact same thing, and it kind of gets a little confusing. I know the one that was kind of more of a vampire story. Why doesn't Larry Fessenden get like a partial? Isn't he missing a bunch of teeth? Is he not that successful, or he just doesn't give a shit, I guess. Strange Tennessean. We're getting all over we're going to get the 50 states up in here. Oh, it's a new movie? No, I have not. Then I definitely have not. I need to... There's one called The Girl Who Got Away. I might try to watch it later. The Dark Side of DEADPIT podcast. Well, I was going to do stuff like that. We could do all kinds of like, of course, the Fulci Fantera saga. We can do some with pictures.
Dr. Blood.
The Dr. Blood saga and pictures of the lovely Kimalicious. that I still saved from 10 plus years ago.
How lame.
We could do Dead Pit Memories, where we go back and revisit some important and outrageous and wacky things that happened. But what was the Green Knight? It definitely looks great. Yeah. There you go. Cool Duder Saga, the Mad Puppet Death Saga. That's some good shit. Cool Duder, man. He's directing a freaking movie, I think. I'm just, like, what? "42nd Street Pete." The email saga. The voicemail saga, rather. Eli Roth, yeah. Well, Fulci Fantera was a guy. He was catfishing before it was catfishing. Yes, Kim Alicious was hot.
Well, she was a lame-o as far as horror things.
She didn't know much about horror, but I don't get... She liked the mainstream stuff. Like, she was... I think she was in the Nightmare on Elm Street. But
I don't think she was in either.
she had like a nice picture of her from the back. I guess she was topless in a hot tub, and you could see those boobies poking out from the sides. So, yeah, I'm thinking, yeah.
You know what I think
Oh,
about
God, here
that?
comes the wife. No,
Yeah.
Dana.
How dare you talk about her?
Okay, Dana.
Kim Malicious, we don't need to talk about.
Okay, sweetheart. Thanks. Thank you. All right, let's get back to Kim Malicious. Because we didn't believe she was a girl after the Fulci Fantera saga. But she was. Do you think the crazy Briscoe brothers will go to AEW? I don't know, man. I think that they're like the cornerstones of the ROH. Unless they really get a lot of money, bigger money offer, I don't know. Especially, those guys have got to be in their very late 30s by now. But, you know, I don't think that really matters as long as you can go. Yeah, that would be cool, John, if they got the Final Countdown again. But, I mean, that motherfucker can buy some songs. So, maybe you can get a cover. Yeah. Well, yeah, Wes, I didn't care. I could teach her. I could be her horror mentor. Whoa, Darren. God damn, I wish that would have been me. But it didn't happen. God dang. That's nice of her, though, you gotta admit. I mean, obviously, she didn't go through with it, but that was a nice offer. I haven't got any of those offers. No, get out of here, Dana.
I just want to see what he's doing.
It's a private conversation. It's a guy. Guy is only.
Yeah, I knew she was a slut.
God dang, Dana.
Anybody that offers to send somebody naked pictures.
Dana is prejudiced about that. So, let's just, maybe we should move on. Exactly. Very sweet. Almost bought a ticket down to Orlando. I'm thinking she was more into looking for a rich dude. And she thought one of the hillbillies up there in Prestonsburg had some cash. The Poet, what other shows do you watch? Do you mean like just regular TV shows, or are we still on wrestling? I don't know. Yeah, Carnage. Not yet. I think I might have that picture as well, Wes. Yeah, it was. I remember seeing that one. That's when we all went, holy shit, it's a girl. And she has a Bubba Daddy. Let's talk about Tiffany Shepis now. How about that time you got some lip locks with Tiffany Shepis? And little boy, Uncle Bill, got thrown against the door because he's like 120 pounds, and she kissed him, and I was like, here we go. And nothing. She flicked Rick of the Dead's balls, so I didn't get any touch. I did get touched at, she did grab me and hugged on me from the back at Darkwood, so that was it. That was fun. But as far as my favorite TV shows, I mean, I'll have to admit I watch a lot of the CW superhero shows, the Superman and Lois show. I kind of liked it. The 30 Coin show, if you hadn't seen that, it was on HBO Max. It's by the guy who made the Spanish guy who made the Day of the Beast. That's a really good show. I'm hoping it comes back. I'm trying to think, man, because I don't watch anything live anymore. I just DVR it. Kissy face. Yeah, I don't. It's, you know, trying to watch a lot of documentaries on like UFOs and stuff off Netflix and Amazon Prime. I'm sure Wes would like to propagate that rumor, but there might be something going on, or some posit with around the end of the pit period, but I don't believe the two boys were involved. Perhaps someone else, and it definitely wasn't me. Joy of Painting, yeah, they got a channel on Pluto for that. If you get Peacock, which you can sign up for Peacock, and they have a bunch of live channels, and their channels kind of overlap a little bit with Pluto, but they do have some. They got the Snapped, where women kill their boyfriends and husbands. You can watch that for 24/7. Oh my! Hope Sarah doesn't see your emojis. Your vulgar emojis. So hey, I mean, come on, X-Ray. I believe there's a possibility. But there is I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but there's one, something about, there's a flat earth thing on Netflix. I forgot what it's called, something The Curve. But these guys will not believe anything. And one of these guys spent like $10,000 or so on this big gyroscope, with laser gyroscope or something. And they were saying if you had it and you let it run, it would show that every hour or so that there'd be a 15-degree difference, where it would measure differently. And it actually did that. So that kind of proved that there is a globe, Earth, but they would not buy that. Well, we're going to put it in a box so the cosmic rays can't affect it or some bullshit. Again, they just will not believe anything. And then they measured with lasers from point to point, and if there was a curvature, the one side would have to be raised higher so the laser would hit it. So when they did that, that's at the end of the documentary. They if it was at the same level, they didn't see the laser didn't hit the this board. But when they raised it a certain number of feet, then it hit it. So again, that proved curvature. But again, nobody cares. Oh yeah, one of the I think Dana got me the In Search Of series, which of course I asked for. But that was one when I was a kid I watched a lot. They used to show UFO documentaries on local TV. Watched one. There was one called Overlords of the UFOs, and I got a VHS of it. And I just loved watching that. So when I would be home, a little kid me would be looking through the TV guide to plan out my watching for the week. Bam! Oh shit! They're going to show that Sunday afternoon, so I'll be boom right there on the TV to watch it. In the paranormal, I mean, I like watching some of it. Ancient Aliens is really the only one I watch on a regular basis. And then sometimes those episodes are not, if they're going to fucking Mexico or some kind of Mayan shit, it might be interesting, but it might be boring. If you ever see Sightings, yeah, I did X-Ray. I did watch that as well. That was a good one as well back then, because it was like a news show. I think, I guess I was trying to think, because I think maybe the Sci-Fi Channel replayed those episodes at some point back when they were rerun heavy with a lot of different shows. But let me see something. Oop. Man, we bullshitted for quite a while, didn't we? Yeah, there's a lot of aliens in Mexico. They better watch out. They're going to get killed by the cartel. Oops. You piece of crap. Let's see if this will work. Alright. I did say that. I did. Oops. Alright. Let me see something. There we go. Come on, man. X-Ray, I got a degree in this shit. But I'm using OBS, so this stuff kind of gets flaky. So, well, what the fudge? I got computer lessons. I know computers. So, of course, I heard they saying that Drop Dead Fred is not coming out because somebody else has got it. Some other studio. Ain't that's some weird shit. I mean, love X-Files, but the last movie was bad. I mean, I Want to Believe. I don't know about that. I almost like that movie. I just seemed like an episode from the series expanded a little bit. Now, the revivals show, the first revivals season, I liked a lot. I liked it pretty much, but the second one just seemed really, there was nothing to it, or as far as nothing compelled me to watch it, so I kind of gave up on it. And so did everybody else, because it never came back. So, still waiting on this. but I'm not getting. I'm getting the American version. I just felt like it had a better thing. Well, I agree. Yeah, Darren, you don't hear me people talk about it too much, but I definitely see it on my feed a lot in Facebook. People referencing it, but I don't. I think I saw Drop Dead Fred, but the one thing that Severin was talking about, that there was some stuff cut and they were putting it back in, but that would have been cool. So hopefully that stuff still gets put back in, but I don't know. Whoa. Oh, I think that's already came out. But I've tried to watch some of these with Tom Milan, but I mean, I don't know. Well, Chris, I just didn't care for the package. I didn't care for the cover. I thought that the American version of Deep Red with the baby hanging was more iconic. The poster is actually got that's included. I actually have this kind of poster. Dana got no, I can't remember where I got it. I think Dana might have got it, or I might have got it. I forgot what country it's from, but I got that kind of poster. So the poster has got this artwork that's on the cover of that DVD or 4K box. But I don't know. I just got it. Almost Human, yeah, I like that. But these Milan movies where he's playing a cop and I don't know. I couldn't get into them. I got into one, and then it just seemed like it was super long. I guess I got bored. I have not bought any VHS in quite a while. It doesn't have the same punch as the Crystal Plumage 4K that came with the Italian cover.
Brandon, do you want to be on the show?
Brandon? Now this is pretty cool, but I already have Mad Max on 4K, so I don't know. Or Mad Max Beyond Mad Max Fury Road. But definitely, I think they're going to release some of these individually, or maybe all of them. But I'll probably definitely get Mad Max 2 and maybe Beyond Thunderdome, because I did get that newish Shout Factory, the original Mad Max, so I'm not really high on getting that. I've never really got into Night Gallery that much. They show it on like Comet TV if you have Comet, which it is broadcast over the airwave, and also on like Sling TV and stuff. Yeah, Darren, I also saw like a picture from that of Argento there with black glasses. So that's hopefully that'll be good. So we'll have to wait and see. Mad Max series is baller. For the most part, yeah. But definitely, yeah, I don't know if they're going to bring back Mel Gibson for that. I think that when he made Fury Road, that was just incredible. That was one of the best movies of the year, really, because, I mean, this guy was in his 70s and he made it. And it was the best action for sure. Have I heard of the starring Argento? If you're talking about the black glasses, I've heard of it. I'm guessing that's it, because I don't see him doing like a bunch of movies. Oh. I mean, you talking about this maybe? Ah, Vortex. Well, is he going full actor now? It's kind of strange that he waited till he was 80 before he got into movies. Or started acting, anyway. This old must have came and went pretty quickly. Neat. Krampus on 4K. Are you shitting me? Gotta get it. No. Is this Labyrinth? Robert Long saying Dark Room from 81, the TV show, I'm assuming. I like that. I mean, that was some cool shit. I got some episodes from somewhere downloaded. Of course, they don't look that good. It was on, that was another show that was on Sci-Fi Channel. They're showing reruns of that. For some reason, I think it got a release in Australia on DVD. Glorious Bastards on 4K. Roger Rabbit, which I'm not a big... It's okay, but I'm not going to revisit that. The Howling. That's a pretty cool looking steelbook. No. Oh, it's a Studio Canal. I guess that's getting released in the UK. That's a pretty good set. Or this one I'm probably getting at some point. Unbreakable on 4K. I only got the DVD, but I want to see what they say about this when they get the reviews in. Oh, that's interesting, Robert. I did not know that. That's cool. Get Crazy, which... Oh. Well, there's a whole bunch of listed stuff here. The 78 Body Snatchers is 4K. Get Crazy, which I guess was held up because of music for so long. It's Malcolm McDowell's in it playing a rock star and they do tons of drugs, sniffing and pills. I guess it's okay, but you know, it was all right for at the time. I can't remember if there's any nudity. Back then, I would have watched anything to see some boobies. Hard Target in 4K, the unrated cut. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, The Long Goodbye. That's a good one. It's a Robert Altman movie with Elliot Gould. I think he's playing Philip Marlowe. It's been a while since I've seen that one. Mystery Man, I don't think so. Homebodies. Homebodies is on YouTube. I mean, I would probably prefer to watch it before I would purchase it, just to make sure it's something I want to see. Electric Larry. One movie I watched was I think Severin put out called Siege, and it was a Canadian movie, and it all took and they actually said it took place in Canada, and it wasn't a fake U.S. movie. I guess there was a police strike in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Quite cool. Is that the one with... Is it Robert Forster's in that, I think? I'm more... Back then, when I was younger and these would come on TV, I was more into mystery movies. And, you know, Philip Marlowe, definitely, and all these kind of things. So, it's an interesting... I mean, I like it, but I don't like everything he's done, but, you know... It's very 70s, that's for sure. Just for the style and stuff. But Siege... It was... This guy was like... Well, X-Ray, it wasn't... It's instead of it being on a precinct with cops, it's in this house with couple blind guys and another dude. But basically the premise is that these, I guess these bored guys, we find out they're members of this, and these look like slobs, right? I mean, like total slobby guys. And they're the main guy that we are introduced to is the first guy is really an asshole. And anyway, they go and they have these armbands that say NO for New Order, and they break into this like gay bar, and they start pushing around and calling them the F slur and doing all kinds of crazy shit. Well, anyway, they accidentally kill one of them, which I guess you can call it an accident, because they just wanted to beat them up, I guess. And then they call in their leader, and the leader comes in with a gun and kills every one of them except one who gets away. He runs to this house where we got... Now, this is kind of funny. It's got Spaz and Fink from Meatballs in it. And Fink, the big guy, he's blind. And the other guy's blind, too, apparently. I mean, he has those Coke glasses. Spaz does. So, anyway, the gay guy gets away, gets in there, and they come and get him. And basically, it's a siege to kill them all. It was okay. I mean, I mean, it's a good watch, but I don't know about, you know, if it would be something I would want to revisit a lot. But, you know, I've done that too, where I buy a movie and don't watch it very much and still have it. I know people were going a little... I was getting messages about this, the American Psycho with a slipcover like that. It's pretty cool, but I'm not a super big fan of that movie. But I haven't watched it in a very long time. And of course, there's some announcements from Severin. Angel for Satan, but I think I've watched part of this on YouTube. I like the pen and everything. The main selling point about this is you got a commentary with Barbara Steele. So I'm not sure that these over here, just Franco Noir stuff. I'm not a big Franco guy. Some of his stuff is okay, but then some of it is completely this just nonsense to me. So, but you know, I don't know why people are going apeshit or Cyclone. I mean, I don't think she gets naked in it, so that'd be the only reason I'd want to buy it. I'm going to try to watch this. I found a copy of this, not online, so I don't know. Never even heard of this movie with Charlton Heston. He used to be on TV every day or every weekend with something, either Planet of the Apes, Soylent Green, or Omega Man. So I watched a lot of his films. Yeah, X-Ray. I mean, I watched that one. What was it? Laura, something, The Exorcist or whatever. What the fuck was that? That's all I got to say. Straight time. Yeah, I like that one. Diabolic Dr. Z. And I mean, I like the vampire lesbos. I mean, some of that stuff's alright. And I bought the Criterion Blu-ray of this, Mulholland Drive. Now they're coming out with the 4K. And their 4Ks are like $50 pretty much. So, no fucking Jose. What the fudge? Just open it up. Right, $50. So you have to wait for the sale to get it for $25. No, it's not, dummy. You wait, Bill. You wait until it gets on sale. If you want it, you can get $25. Then they got the Once Upon a Time in China. That's also coming from Criterion. I like the first one, and I watched the one Once Upon a Time in China in America. And that was pretty good. Because I have a DVD of it, but it's a really bad, I don't even know if it's official DVD. It was not good. But there was a rip online of something, maybe it was HD something from some source, and it definitely looked a lot better than that DVD, and it was fun. I think that's the only ones he's in. After that, Jet Li, if there was any more, he wasn't in them. And Citizen Kane is coming out on Blu-ray or 4K. Yeah, John, I mean, it's kind of, you have to play a game. You either get it, bite the bullet and buy some of these titles, because you know that some of them are going to be sold out, and you don't know if they're coming back, or you just like, I'm going to assume that's not going to get sold out, so I'm going to wait until like Black Friday or one of these sales and see if it's any better pricing. Yeah, I haven't seen Blue Velvet in forever. But Mulholland Drive actually was going to be a TV show, and it kind of switched to being a film. You can see some of that in the movie as far as, but it's a pretty good film, even though it's got some trippy stuff in it. Right, I'm not going to update all my Blu-rays to 4K, but I will upgrade some. And depending on the price, some, if there's some Blu-ray or 4Ks that are $10, especially around Black Friday, I might be pulling the trigger a little bit more around that period. There were some that I was going to get, but if you don't get them, I didn't have the money at the moment, I didn't want to spend the money, and so I just missed out on the deal. But most of the time, those things will come back around. There's a lot of them. Like right now, I would like to get the. I'm waiting on Godzilla versus King Kong or Kong, and the new Snyder's Justice League. I'm waiting for those to come down a little bit. I mean, both of those are around $30. And then we got the classic monsters. I need to figure out where I'm going to pre-order that steelbook for Dracula. Girlfriend from Hell. A lot of this shit was on USA Network back in the day. And then they got Phantom. They're putting out the Phantom. That's interesting. X-Ray Punch. So a lot of people have been requesting Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge show. Well, Darren, I really, even though it was kind of weird, I really like the Twin Peak revival show, but I'm not sure if we're ever going to get anything more. Yeah, Fire Walk With Me was good. Dungeon Master. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anything with Dementor. Black Cat. That I remember. Well, damn, it's only in UK. I remember renting a bunch of movies like this on VHS that was similar things with Black Cat, as far as being Japanese and Chinese. Yeah, it does sound like a Hong Kong version of La Femme Nikita. Yeah, it was. I mean, I was on Pluto and they showed random shit from Showtime and CBS, the Paramount Network, and they were showing one of the episodes of the season 3 Twin Peaks, and I stopped and watched it for a while. Yeah, I really thought it was. You never know what you're going to get every weekend. Sleepaway Camp is coming to 4K.
Ain't gonna be getting that.
Armor of the Gods is, if you haven't seen that, that's a really fun Jackie Chan movie. I was watching Operation Condor, which is the sequel, a little bit last weekend. But they always would show clips of this on like the best in action or best in Hong Kong action or martial arts movies and stuff, and I was like, man, this movie looks freaking killer. He's fighting these big giant black women in heels. Zombie High, that's a weird one. The one, I mean, it's alright, but it definitely isn't something I think I went to the theater and saw that when it came out. Hatchet for the Honeymoon. This one is cool. Still Book of Dragons Forever. I might have to look into that. I don't know what the hell. Zamiel. I don't know if I'll get the first up. October 18th. Oh, one movie I was going to talk about that. Speaking of movies that no one talks about, I watched Thesis from I think it's from 96 or 7. It's a Spanish film, and it's been labeled a giallo, which I guess I can see that in some aspects, but it's a really good movie if you have never seen it, because it also deals with some like horror movies. And this I guess she's in college and she's trying to get she's working on her thesis, and she's doing it on violence in movies and stuff, and then she wants to see like real violence, and like she seeks out this horror geek, and like he's got like some kind of like faces of death or something, and they start showing people getting executed and all kinds of shit. And then there's some video in their video library at the university that she's asking for, and her professor gets it, and when he's watching it, he has a heart attack or something. So she finds him and she takes the video because she doesn't know like what the hell killed him. And anyway, it's some kind of snuff film, and then it takes it off from there. But yeah, it's pretty. I mean, I liked it. I haven't seen it in forever. Sleepaway Camp is never. Yeah, I mean, I think it's decent, and it's so strange at the end. I don't. The thing about with discussion whether Suspiria is a giallo or not. I mean, it's just that Argento really it has all the atmosphere and stuff as a giallo, but I mean, honestly, it's a supernatural movie. I really don't think it's a giallo, but I can see why some people think it would be. I mean, there is some killer killing people. I guess the witch is the killer, and so there's a mystery there. So it has some aspects, but really, it to me, it's, you wouldn't call Inferno Inferno the sequel. You wouldn't say that's a giallo. So I can't see, but there's so much of Argento's atmosphere to that movie with the lighting and the music. I mean, the music is crazy on that. So I would say no, but I can see it. I can see why people say that, but Inglourious Bastards, White Dog. Well, I agree with that as well. X-Ray. Robert Long, White Dog needs a Blu-ray. Is that where it's a racist dog? He's been trained to kill black people or attack them. Oh yeah, Red. I got the. I recently got the was it the Criterion set with all the Lone Wolf and Cub movies. But it's a lot fun to watch these Shogun Assassin. I have that. I bought that Blu-ray, a standalone Blu-ray, a long time ago. That's awesome. White Dog is hilarious. Yeah, I was watching. I think I've watched the first two of those movies. Of the Shogun, or the Lone, which I think they took elements from the first two movies and put it in Shogun Assassin. And someone was saying this announcement about this release. No one act like they ever seen. I was watching a little bit of this movie. I found it, and it seems like it's only an hour and 7 minutes long. At least the version I have. So I was like, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be watching that. I wouldn't pay much money to see an hour and something 7 minutes, unless you have maybe a full long documentary. Well, James, there is a Mother of Tears Blu-ray from, I think, Germany or something. I actually got it. It was on. It came back in stock on Diabolic. Now I don't know if it's still in stock. But definitely, I was like, damn, I can't believe that it's in stock again. Trauma does need a Blu-ray. There is an HD thing of it. An HD transfer of it. Because I downloaded it. So, James, if you're... So you got to pay about $5. So $29. It can be yours. There was a really cool special edition version, but that's long gone. I still have the DVD of this. But let's see what's on the latest arrivals. Oh, God Collection. There you go. Wow. I ordered this from Amazon. I think it's coming out in a week or so. Well, they have Harry Reams on this. Maybe it's a porn. The SS Operation Wolf Club. That sounds like a laugh riot. We got a new Hell Knight from UK. I like the Shiver of the Vampire. I'm getting shivers right now looking at that. And then there's a faceless Blu-ray, but fuck a duck. I ain't spending $50. Well, I'll check it out, but yeah, I have a region free, but they're Germany and UK are region B, so should be no problem playing it. Phantasm. Oh, I need to watch the Girl School Screamers. I think I started watching that, but I haven't. But I did watch Annie Lee's Meat Pies, and that's a kind of comedic, a little bit. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Motel Hell, without a pig-headed chainsaw fight. I was not impressed with Blood for Dracula. That's not a bad price, really. 30. Oh no, that's 86. I thought it was 36. Fuck that. Yeah, it's a weird movie with the lasers popping out of the guy's eyes. Yeah, what was his name? That Carlos Bud something who took over for Toby Hooper.
Bud Cardos.
Cardos, yeah.
Something like that.
Well, that's a better price, but it's still a lot for that Night Stalker series. $63 plus paying $5 shipping. It's almost $70. I can't justify that. That thing's gonna drop. The Victim. I'm assuming this is a TV movie, which I'll have to look at. I'm sure I can find this somewhere. I hate to. You got to be careful. There's the Primotos Fallen Angel, and then looks like this is the same price it's on Amazon for Killer Party, which Wes messes me about. I don't know. I'm not a big fan, but Dana is. See, I just think that's a better cover. This is kind of generic. It doesn't really... When I see this cover, I don't think of Deep Red, but when I see this, I absolutely think Deep Red. But, Dana, you wanna take over for me?
Yeah. Put my plate away.
Dana's putting her plate away.
And I gotta get my hat on.
No, you don't have to have a hat.
Yes, because my hair's messy.
So
Steve's answer is to always put a hat on.
Why don't you wear it out then? You don't wear it out of the house.
People ain't gonna know what in the heck this means.
Well, you can just wear another hat. I have plenty of hats.
Well, maybe I want to give me some.
She wants a pink hat. Alright, so let me, she wants a pink hat.
Steve doesn't want me to comb my hair. He just wants me to put a hat on.
Well, I do want you to comb your hair, but it is what it is.
Sometimes when he's in a hurry.
Yeah, put it on. Put a hat on in the mornings. So Dana's going to do her usual AMA. Ask her anything. AHA.
I don't know. Be careful. I don't know if I want people to ask me anything. You gonna take your...
I'll take this and this.
And Your pizza is in the microwave. You might want to put a... Stop doing that. Was you really mad that I came in here when y'all were talking about Kimmalicious?
No,
Okay.
I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do another Patreon Oh My show pretty soon.
Oh, Lord.
Maybe there'll be some Kimmalicious in there.
No, there won't be.
Some candid shots.
You're gross, Steve.
Here's Dana.
I'm not Kimmalicious. I'm just Dana.
You're Dana-licious.
No, I'm not. Hey, everybody. I was going to start off this by telling everybody I have finished up my 1980s horror retrospective. Does Stevie DiGiorno's? Sometimes, but he's a bigger fan of Tombstone, so that's what we've got tonight.
What are you going to have on your tombstone?
Hey, Chris V. But as I was saying, I have officially finished the 1980s horror retrospective. Hey, the poet. And by popular demand,
Oh my.
I'm going to continue and go into the 90s, which we don't have nearly as many movies to cover as we did in the 80s.
I want to start doing a retrospective of 1910 to 1919 movies.
I don't know if you'll get very many people in there for that, Steve. Maybe some old guys or something. But I am going through my stack of movies. Like, the most I had was like for 1990. And then there were some years in the 90s where I only had like 8 or 10. Just a handful of movies. So you guys can look forward to that. And I'll probably start that off on Monday. Probably around 6. Unless something puts me behind. I have to make it like 6:15 or 6:30. But you guys that are in here will get a heads up and know that I'm planning on doing that on Monday evening after work. Let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to bring up. I still have shirts for sale. I'm going to try to come up with some more designs for you to pick from. I just haven't got around to actually designing them yet, because usually I'll do that in Photoshop, and that Photoshop's a really good program, and I've taught myself a lot with it, but it is dealing with layers and stuff, so it takes time to get your designs just right sometimes. Yeah, Darren, there were actually quite a few. I'm not sure, like I said, the 1990s got a lot of horror movies that I liked. And I even watched one, I'll give y'all a little heads up on one of them I'm going to cover. A movie called Disturbed with Malcolm McDowell. I don't know how many of you guys have seen that. And I think that I had seen it years and years ago, but I didn't really remember a lot. So I rewatched it again the other night. And I was, I wasn't expecting a whole lot from it, but I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was a good little, I guess, horror thriller type movie. I don't know if I'd really call it a slasher or not. It's more, I guess, psychological horror or something like that. That might be interesting, X-Ray. I'm definitely going to cover Scream when we get to that year. I'm pretty sure I Know What You Did Last Summer is on my list as well. I'm actually going to cover one, not in 1990, but I think 91, 92, called Haunted Ween, which was actually a horror movie that was filmed in Bowling Green, Kentucky, not far from Hancock County, where I grew up. Bowling Green's actually in Warren County. And those of you that are familiar with the Halloween series will be familiar with Warren County because John Carpenter sprinkled Halloween with things from Bowling Green, you know, towns and stuff like that, and counties and you know, just things that were in and around Bowling Green, because he actually grew up in Bowling Green. Oh, Red, are you responding to something that Steve said about Shogun Assassin? Or, because he's already stepped out of the room, but I could holler at him. Hey, Steve.
What's up?
Were you talking about any movies like Shogun Assassin? Because
Yes.
Red was saying Shogun Assassin from 1980 is the only one of 7 films I could find dubbed in English.
That's true. I mean, they released a few more of the other ones, like something like Lightning Swords of Death, which was more from the series, and, you know, kind of, you know, I don't know what part you would consider that, but they did release a box set of the, or not, I don't know if it was a box set, but a multiple disc set of just the dub versions or whatever they released here. The cut versions of the ones they released here, but the other versions are subtitled. So, but sometimes you got to go with the reading.
I was a little bit confused by that, and then I figured he must be responding to something you said earlier.
I'm checking out the Mother of Tears right now on the.
I thought you was going to wait for me.
Well, I'm just checking it out. I'm not going to watch it all.
Oh, and in case anybody was thinking of getting the ceramic Michael Myers light up statues from Spirit Halloween, they're officially sold out on their website. So, but don't breathe a sigh of relief, Steve, because I'm bidding on one on eBay. Right. But I'm not going to give $100 for it. I guess because Spirit Halloween has got them sold out, they're really jacking up the price. People probably bought more than one and are flipping them on eBay, I would imagine. I only knew about them because Pizzow did a video. I don't know how recently the video was, but evidently the Spirit of Halloween stores are open now. And he was able to get one of them for, like, I think the tag said $42.99 or something like that. But you can still get them on eBay, and I found one that was reasonably priced. If the bidding doesn't bring it up too high, I may be able to get that one. But the rest of them were anywhere from $85 on up to, I think, like $150. So people were really trying to get some money out of those suckers. But back to Haunted Ween. It was a movie that was filmed in Bowling Green. Some of it on the campus at Western Kentucky University. And it was directed, and a lot of the actors in it and a lot of the people on the crew were actually alumni of Western Kentucky University. So that's really interesting. Popcorn, yeah, Darren, I'm going to definitely talk about Popcorn. Popcorn is one of my absolute favorite 90s movies as far as horror movies. I don't know if I have seen The Clown at Midnight. I may have to refresh myself on that one. I've Been Waiting for You. That one's another one I don't think I've seen. And I'm not sure about Out of the Dark, but you gave me some more to go on, definitely. I may want to try to watch those before I get to the the year that those came up. But for future live streams, other than the 1990s retrospective, I am still planning on doing a shot on video, covering all the shot on video films, because I actually got a book in not very long ago called Analog Nightmares that talks about all the, supposedly it's supposed to outline all the shot on video films of, I believe, the 80s and 90s, I believe. And so I wanted to leaf through that and try to watch the ones I haven't seen and brush up on those. The funny thing is, I can find a movie called Things in this book, but it's not the same movie Things that Joe Bob showed on his the last drive-in show. So I'm a little bit confused by that. The Things that he showed was not in this book, but another movie called Things was in there, but it's a totally different movie. So I don't know, it's interesting. I'll have to watch this version of Things that's in the book. Another one that, like, Tim Boggs, the guy that directed Blood Lake, which was another shot on video film, Tim Boggs gave, like, he gave the authors of this book a lot of information. They just were thinking they would just get a little bitty blurb, maybe about the movie, but he gave them tons of stuff about the filming and all of that. And so I'll probably try to include that in my live stream when I do that. I was also planning on doing a future live stream on the films of Stephen King. So any of you guys that are interested in Stephen King films or Stephen King books even, then I hope to be covering that in a future live stream. I was trying to think if there was any more that I had in the back of my mind that I could do. And somebody had mentioned doing like a worst of for the 1980s. I'm definitely, open to doing that. I did a little short live stream a couple of weeks ago or something, a week or two ago, on the Slumber Party Massacre films, because the last time I tried to do a live stream on those, YouTube yanked it for sexual content and nudity. I don't know why. I didn't even have any pictures that had any nudity in it. Yeah, actually, Darren, I wanted to get the Bleeding Skull book on the 80s films. I think that was the one, though, that if you actually get the book form, it's like super expensive. But if you get like a Kindle version, I think it's like much more affordable. So that's probably what I'll do. And then I think the 90s one was affordable. So I definitely want to get those in the future. And let's see. Is there anything anybody wanted to ask me about, or bring up suggestions for more live streams, or something you'd like to see me do a live stream on? Maybe something that nobody else has done that you would like to see done. As long as it's, relatively, horror related, then I would certainly consider doing that. But I'll give y'all. Let's see. Darren, you got the 80s one. You probably bought the 80s one early because, like, You ought to get on Amazon. I don't know about Amazon UK if it's that high on Amazon UK, but in the US it was outrageous. Yeah, the 90s one was definitely affordable, and the book format. Something I found odd talking about prices of books. When I got that, that Nightmare USA book by Stephen Thrower, the hardback was more affordable than the paperback version. So go figure about that. But I don't know if I told you guys this, but when I got my copy of Nightmare USA, I actually got some money back on it because I complained, because I didn't want to send the book back because I was able to get the pages undone, but like the last the last probably 100 or so pages of the book, I had to manually separate the pages at the bottom because I guess whenever they were making the book, like whatever, separates the pages or cuts them or whatever, didn't do what it was supposed to. And one of the pages, it kind of tore at the bottom, and I was really upset because I really wanted to try to take care of this book, because to me it's one of those, big, hefty, coffee table type of books. Steve said I shouldn't have bought it anyway because he already has a copy, but I'm weird that way. Certain things I like to have my own copy of just because. That's more than likely why, Darren, because it's out of print. But I was still shocked at the price of it, but it must have been a really popular book. That Annie Cho or whatever her name is, and then I forget what the guy's name is right off, but they put out the Blood Lake DVD. I would like to see Blood Lake actually come out on Blu-ray. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. The AFGA or whatever it is that Bleeding Skull's a part of, they may put it out in a Blu-ray if possible, but that remains to be seen. Steve thought when the DVD came out that there was a Blu-ray coming out of it, of Blood Lake, because when we did the commentary, you can hear Steve talking about that.
Have you sent the other commentary in yet?
What, the Terror 10 Killer?
Yeah.
Not yet. I may need you to help me.
Okay.
Well, because it's a big file, right?
Just give me the file. I'll take care of it. When
Okay.
you're ready. Whenever.
Okay. Well, sorry, guys. Me and Steve were discussing getting a commentary we did for Terror at 10 Killer to Wes, or Creepy Kentuckian, so that he can put that out for people. Because evidently somebody was asking about that particular commentary. We also did one a while back for the Last Slumber Party, which if anybody's interested in that, we can see if we can hook you up with that one. Let's see. Anything else anybody wants to bring up? I don't want to keep anybody, so if you don't have any more comments or suggestions or any of that good stuff, I'll probably give it a minute or two before I cut this off for the night. Did you get that, oh gosh, what was it called? Oh gosh, did you get the Cinema Pops release, Darren. I think the Cinema Pops probably isn't around anymore, but I think they were
Cinema Pops.
Yeah, they're the ones that put out. I know they put a double pack with Terror 10 Killer and Last Slumber Party. And this was, I think, volume 2. But I think there were several volumes of this that Cinema Pops put out. And a lot of them are out of print now. I don't know if there actually are any that are in print right now. James, I probably won't be covering the 3rd and 4th Hellraiser movies, and I'll tell you why. And I explained this in my live stream for the 80s ones. I only covered Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2 in that. And I said that I was good after 2. I just, for whatever reason, just don't care for anything after Hellraiser 2. And maybe that's just a flaw with me. I think the story was good at the end of 2. I think they had told the... oh, well, Wes, if Cinema Pops is a bootleg company, then Amazon was selling bootleg DVDs. Yeah, I will admit they're not the best transfers in the world either. But yeah, if as Wes says they were a bootleg company, then Amazon shouldn't have really been selling bootleg DVDs. But if that's true, then I guess they were. The poet you'd like to see of the Dead live stream, like Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead and all that. Yeah, I could do that. I'd be happy to do that. But I'll be honest with you, I probably won't cover anything past Day of the Dead. No, Wes, I understand getting it from Amazon doesn't mean it's legit, but Amazon was selling those directly from their company. I just think that's a little shady. You got the Clown House DVD from Amazon. Was that one bootleg, Wes? I know Amazon's a big company and everything, but I would think that they would be afraid of getting caught selling bootleg stuff. But maybe if they're selling stuff like Last Slumber Party, Terror 10 Killer, and Clown House and stuff like that, maybe they just weren't worried about it because that stuff's so low budget. But I know Amazon does shady things just like everybody else. I just didn't realize that Cinema Pops was a bootleg company. You said that's fine. Those other of the Dead movies are bad. Yeah, and as much as I love George Romero and love his early movies and everything, and bless his heart, he's no longer with us, and thankfully I got to meet him before he did pass away. I don't know what went wrong with those later Dead films. But Diary of the Dead, I just couldn't stomach Diary of the Dead, and I don't even recall if I watched Land of the Dead, and I didn't even try to sit through Survival of the Dead. And there were other Romero movies that, in later years it seemed like his movies were a little uneven. as far as the content, I guess. Not really quality, but the content. I never liked Bruiser. I thought Bruiser was slow and boring. But I'm sure there are some people out there that did like Bruiser. Bootleg marketed as foreign release. Well, that's possible. Wes, you say Land of the Dead is great compared to the last two, and Survival is the worst. But I almost want to watch Survival just to, and I can't even recall if I watched Land of the Dead. I remember clearly watching Diary of the Dead, and I just could not believe that George Romero made that movie. It was so bad. And, I know you have to deal with the actors that you got to deal with. The actors are who they are, and the availability is such and all that. But it just seemed like, even now, I mean, there are a few good movies, but even now, it seems like they want to put the most obnoxious characters in there. And if I recall correctly, Diary of the Dead had those same obnoxious characters, just complete assholes. And, and they do the same thing with kid characters now. It's not like that innocent stuff like preteen kids and stuff, their hijinks and stuff, like in the sleepaway camp movies where they were, taking pictures of the girls topless and stuff like that. That is innocent. Now they have, preteen kids saying fuck and fuck you to their mom and dad, and just utter disrespect. And I just don't think all kids are like that. There's probably a certain group of kids that are like that, but they make every kid like that now. And again, I'm no prude, but I just think that's just ridiculous. Wes, you think Land is well made? The other two look like El Cheapo indie movies. Well, I don't mind if they look like indie movies or El Cheapos or anything like that. I'm talking about, the content in them. It just did not seem, Diary of the Dead did not seem like a George Romero movie at all. Darren, you say, I think Zombie 2 is up there with the first Romero zombie films. I prefer it to Dawn of the Dead. Unpopular opinion, I know. No, I think that's, Darren, I think you make a valid point. And I think I need to, try watching Zombie 2 again. Because I really think you make some valid points in that statement. And I'm sure if somebody asked you to back it up more, I'm sure you'd have, point 1, point 2, point 3, etc., etc. But if you had said some other movie, I might have, but mentioning Zombie 2, I think that makes a very good argument for that. Zombie 5 killing birds. Nah, I don't think that would be, though. That Zombie 5 killing birds might be kind of like Birdemic, you think? I don't even think I've seen that. I mean, I know the title, but I don't think I've seen the movie. Wes, you mentioned Clown House a little bit earlier. Have you seen the Clown Murders? I actually have a DVD of that, and I had Steve do a commentary a while back with me on that, and he never wants to see that movie again. It actually has John Candy in it. Darren, you say pass on Zombie 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I think I probably would too. James, I thought he played one in maybe Survival. Oh, no, I was wrong. Wes says Land of the Dead. Okay. Wes, you've heard of the Clown Murders but never seen it? I need to make you a copy of that, Wes. Yeah, I could probably, and more than likely the DVD I've got is probably a VHS rip. I bet you any amount of money it is. But I probably need to make you a copy of it and give it to you next time I see you, or mail it to you. Oh, Darren, you need to watch it. if not for John Candy. Yeah, watch it for John Candy, if not anything else. There's been several movies, though, that I've had Steve watch and or do commentaries with me that he says he never wants to watch them ever again. Of course, he said that about Terror on Tour also, and we've done 2 commentaries for Terror on Tour. And we did 2 commentaries for that movie, The Lock-In. So Darren, the Clown Murders DVD goes for decent money. Ooh, don't tell Steve, he'll make me sell mine. I was going through my Blu-rays and adding them to my inventory on my phone, and it kind of links to Amazon, and I saw some of the prices for some of the Blu-rays I've got. You would not believe some of the prices that come back that some of those things are going for. For instance, the Sleepaway Camp sequels 2 and 3 go for good money now. And there were several others, mainly Scream Factory releases that I guess are out of print now that are going for quite a bit of money. Oh yeah, John, I remember heavy metal, but I remember it briefly. It's been years and years since I've seen it though, and I had forgotten that John Candy was in that. And your mom thought that it was a kids movie because it was animated. Yeah, that probably fooled many a parent. Invaders from Mars. I think I don't actually have that one, but I think I did see the prices it was going for. Chris V, you say, speaking of expensive movies by child predators, Rosemary's Baby Criterion is selling for $80. I think I have the Rosemary's Baby Criterion. Return of the Living Dead. And not because I like supporting child predators, but I do like Rosemary's Baby. I always have liked that movie. But yeah, I would definitely, if Darren, if you've got that Clown Murders DVD, I highly recommend that you watch it. Just don't listen to Steve, because he would probably tell you to never watch it again, or ever watch it.
Don't ever watch it.
Well, Steve got something to show her.
I was just going to say, rest in peace, Sonny Chiba.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on. And then, I've had this for years. He did a TV show called Shadow Warriors. I just started watching it. Pretty good, at least the first episode.
Oh, goodness.
But anyway.
Steve must have stirred up some dust around here, or else I'm allergic to him.
You're allergic to the hot and tasty, or whatever it is.
You better take the penis straw and put it back in the drawer. Not there. You're going. You know what Wes told me? Cinema Pops was a bootleg company.
No shit.
Well, I didn't know it was a bootleg company.
Well, I mean, I didn't either, but it makes sense.
Well, they got away with putting a whole bunch of DVDs
I
out.
don't think nobody's really going crazy over copyright of Tin Killer.
Yeah, but there were other ones that they put out. Yeah, Chris B, not that drawer. I told him to put it back in the silverware drawer. Actually, those, you guys may be wondering why we have penis straws in the house. They were back when I had a little adult party just for women, and you know, I wanted to have some things that went along with that theme. So we had penis straws for the ladies. We had penis cupcakes, where I spent the evening before the party making these little fondant penises to put on my cupcakes. And that was loads of fun. But yeah, no guys were allowed at that party. Steve had to leave temporarily while I had that party. Yeah, the poet Sonny Chiba will be missed, especially by Steve in our household. He actually got to meet Sonny Chiba a few years ago. I got him a ticket to go meet him, and so I'm glad he got to do that before Sonny Chiba passed away. You know, I know there's more to life than just wishing that you had gotten to meet some people before they passed away, but you know, people like Gunnar Hansen, I feel bad that I never went up to him at conventions. I always meant to, and then I didn't, and then of course he passed away. And the Thriller TV series, you know, Darren, that seems very, very, very familiar. And I may have. It's just right now I cannot recall any of the episodes. But it does sound very familiar. And it could have been one of those, there are a lot of shows, because my mom was always into horror-related stuff. And she and I used to stay up late watching things like Friday the 13th, the series, and stuff like that. And it may very well have been something that maybe she and I watched together. From the 70s UK. Yeah, it still sounds familiar. I mean, I guess it's possible that they could have, maybe by the time it was in syndication or something, had it on TV in the States, possibly. Because it does, the title sounds very, very familiar. My family actually used to, and I probably told this in one of my other streams, my family actually used to sit down as a family and watch things like Tales from the Dark Side. And then later on, things like Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that. But I remember many summers, my cousin Heather and I were really close. And in the summer, I would either visit her multiple times, or she'd visit me multiple times, or both. And I remember her visiting one summer and us actually watching a Case of the Stubborns episode of Tales from the Dark Side, where the old man is too stubborn to believe he's dead until they have him sneeze, and he sneezes his nose off, and then he goes upstairs and gets in the bed and lays down and dies. Darren, you said there's episodes on YouTube, lots of slasher and giallo type stories. I'm going to have to take a look at that, Darren. That'll be a good thing. I'm always on the lookout for either to refresh myself with stuff that I may have seen, or even to find new stuff to watch like that, because I miss the old TV anthology type series because I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am not a fan of American Horror Story or any of that type of stuff that's come out in the last few years. I tried to like American Horror Story. I just couldn't. It never piqued my interest the way those old television anthology series did. Even the really old Twilight Zone, and then the Twilight Zone from the 80s I liked. Now the Twilight Zone from the 2000s I didn't care for, and that one that Jordan Peele is doing now, is it Twilight Zone that he's doing? I wanted to say it was. I'm not really interested in watching that. But that old stuff, and even, Tales from the Crypt I liked. A lot of those episodes I liked. Tales from the Dark Side. Even Freddy's Nightmares was better than some of the stuff that's out now. And, things like The Walking Dead started out really strong. And then by about season 3, I was done with Walking Dead. Because I think the commercialism and the outrageous popularity of that is what ruined that. I've always said it, and I'll say it till the day I die. I liked zombie stuff when it was on the fringes, when it was uncool to like zombies. And now when housewives are watching The Walking Dead and going goo goo gaga over different characters in there, and a little, the housewives going crazy over Norman Reedus, and little preteen teen girls going crazy over the boy in there, and it's just crazy. Darren, you say check out the episode I'm the Girl He Wants to Kill. It's superb. And see, that title even sounds familiar. And you say there's a lot of episodes on YouTube. I'm going to have to look those up. James, you say I lost interest in TV shows when everything switched over to having continuing storylines. I like one and done TV episodes. Yeah, I kind of like that too, James. It's like I like those little quickie horror stories, and then Tales from the Dark Side, Twilight Zone from the 80s. The original Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt. Those were things that weren't usually more than an hour long, and they were quickies, and they usually had a stinger at the end, and I was good. I don't generally need my horror episodic horror or whatever to have a continuing storyline. It's not a soap opera. Twilight Zone by Go Nearing. I actually like that song. I think I've got it on a CD set somewhere. Like I have a let me grab that for you guys. I actually got this for free. I lucked out when I was at my old job at the Hancock County Public Library. Somebody donated a bunch of CDs and stuff, and nobody wanted this one. And this is like, oh my God, the 80s pop culture box. And I mean, it's got a whole bunch of music discs in here. And if you're into 80s music, you will really, really like this. And I'm pretty sure that Twilight Zone song is on here. I mean, you've got Video Killed the Radio Star, Whip It. Another One Bites the Dust by Queen, Celebration. Let My Love Open the Door, Call Me by Wandy. Keep on Loving You. Lost in Love by Air Supply. I mean, this is a great set, and it's the original artist too. It's not one of those things where it's somebody else doing the music. So it's even got that Man in Motion song from St. Elmo's Fire. Anybody remember that? Yeah, Chris V, it probably is worth something now, and I've had it for several years now. DePoe, you say you're surprised Tales from the Crypt ain't streaming show. Yeah, I don't know if that's a copyright thing or what. Maybe somebody can't get the rights to it. Darren, you like the Scream Queens TV series and Harper's Island. First series of Scream was decent too. I'll tell you what I did like, and that's not really, not really television horror because these were more like movies. But, and I heard some people say they hated it, but I kind of like those Fear Street things. They were definitely more adult than the books I remember reading, but I thought that they were a good, I guess, companion piece to the books for those of us that remember reading the books when we were in our teens, and now we're adults, and so now they got something that's kind of like the books, but it's more adult. I think that's really cool. Harper's Island, Darren, I think I've heard of that, but I don't think I've watched any of it. And is the Scream Queens TV series, is that what had Jamie Lee Curtis on it? Because if it is, I tried watching that, and I didn't like Jamie Lee Curtis's character on it, and I just didn't care for it. Maybe that's just because I'm not a guy. I don't know. Maybe it's more of a guy thing or something. Oh yes, James, I like The Hitchhiker too, and it's been years and years since I've seen those shows too, but I do remember liking it. And there remember that one Werewolf? I remember watching that one as well. And Darren, you were talking about Scream, and I didn't like it either. I guess maybe I'm just too picky. I don't know. Or I'm just yearning for something that's like what I grew up with. And we're probably not going to have that. I mean, not on that level. I mean, we might have things that are throwbacks, but we're not going to have anything that's exactly like those shows. I Know What You Did Last Summer TV series coming soon. That might be interesting. The one with Jamie Lee. See, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. When she was at Horror Hound, and she said that was the only horror convention she was going to do, and I got to meet her, albeit briefly, and had her sign my prom night mini poster or insert poster that Steve got me. And I still have great respect for her. But the last Halloween film that came out, I was so disappointed. I told Steve, and I think he agreed with me a little bit, that is not, I guess Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to be loyal to the film franchise and all of that coming back and doing Laurie Strode again. But I'm sorry, I just don't think that the Laurie Strode character would have become what they had Jamie Lee Curtis become in this movie. I didn't like what they did with Michael Myers, and so I'll probably more than likely give Halloween Kills a chance, but I just don't hold much hope for it. And I guess maybe I think, this is my opinion totally, that maybe Jamie Lee Curtis is making some bad choices and the stuff she's in, because it's not her acting ability. Her acting ability's fine. John, you say I liked Fear Street okay, but they killed me with those incorrect years with the songs. Yeah, I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff too as well. And Steve looks at me strangely when I say things about it. And AOL in 1994, I focused too much on the little details that bother me. No, John, I totally get that. I am a huge stickler for details like that. And I'm also a huge stickler for even the smallest details when they make adaptations, especially of Stephen King's work. I'll be like, that's not right, or that character didn't do that in the book. And, you know, when they combine two characters, which they did in the Stan miniseries from '94, they combined some characters. And personally, for me, somebody that read the uncut version of the Stan, that I understand why they did it, but it was a little bit, you know, confusing to see two characters mesh together. Now, when they made this new Stan, they kind of shied away from doing that, and I thought that was one of the pluses for the new one that came out. I mean, there were some minuses, and still the 1994 miniseries is still my favorite, but I like some of the things that they did with this newer one as well. Darren, you said you hated Halloween 2018. I can't really say I hated it. I was disappointed and I was sad. Because it's not like they didn't try, but they skewed certain things in such a way that I didn't feel like it was faithful to that series. Even if you were going directly from Halloween and Halloween 2 to this, I still don't think, I definitely don't think it was faithful to the Laurie Strode character. And maybe Jamie Lee Curtis thinks differently. John, you say it kind of felt like they were saying this is the 90s in one year. That's just my years of growing up, so I remember every year so differently. Others probably didn't mind. Yeah, I think it could be that for some of us, because we're so loyal to that time that we consider our growing up period, that anything that tries to shatter that is almost like getting salt in a wound. Or, you know, something getting under your fingernail or something. It's just going to drive you absolutely crazy. Yeah, smartphones and Texas Chainsaw 3D. I'd forgotten about that. Timeline should have been mid-90s. And John, you say that was hilariously bad. Yeah, actually, I need to go back and watch Texas Chainsaw again. The only thing I can really recall Steve talking about with Texas Chainsaw was wasn't that the one where the girl had the magic button where it would never completely come undone, where you could see her topless or whatever? Wasn't that the one that did that? Steve kept talking about the magic button, you know. Yeah, I don't even know what time it is. I got to talking about different things here. And I'll give you guys a minute or so more, but if there's not anything else you want to bring up, I'll probably cut it off here in a minute or two. But, you know, ask away or comment away if you want to in the meantime. I just didn't want to, you know, keep anybody in here way too long. You know, I can see that Steve's been live for a total of 2 hours and 5 minutes. So Darren, this was the one with the girl with the magic button. Yeah, I bet you guys wish she didn't have the magic button. But anyway, I'm going to go stick this CD set back over in. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to tie things up for now, and I thank you guys for joining me for this last little bit of Steve's live stream. I don't know if I went on for an hour or more or what, but you guys can look forward to the first part of my 1990s retrospective Monday evening. Anywhere from 6 to 6:30. I'm hoping for 6. Steve's shirtless behind me. I don't know why he's doing the thumbs down, but anyway, good night, everybody, or good morning to Darren if it's morning time. Oh yeah, Darren, I think Steve did tell me that that chick got topless.
Yeah.
In True Detective.
Episode 2. I still got it.
Adios, Chris V. Okay, bye everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DEADPIT on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old DEADPIT radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. DEADPIT on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.